Do you know you can learn a lot about a community or a society through studying their cemeteries? For example, archaeologists have carefully preserved and studied cultural resources like burial tombs, the Great Pyramids, and mummies to learn Egyptian history. While it is taboo to disturb these sacred tombs in Egyptian culture, centuries later we are able to romanticize what day-to-day life was like for Egyptian royalty, servants, and other citizens. We've learned about their customs, daily routine, and even their dietary needs through studying the memorialized landscapes. Cemeteries allow us to fill in the gaps in American history. As a teaching assistant here at Texas A&M University, I had my own personal experience of learning American history by learning the true origin stories of Texas A&M's beloved mascot, Reveille, in College Station City Cemetery. Reveille is worshipped on campus by students, faculty, and alumni to the point if she barks while class is in session, class is dismissed. Legend has it that the Corps cadets rescued a stray puppy from the side of the road while traveling back to campus and took her in. However, what's conveniently omitted from her origin story that's widely told on campus is the original owner of Reveille was a black groundskeeper at Texas A&M named Eddie True Sr. and his family. To be fair, Texas A&M honors this legacy on campus with a statue of Reveille 1 in the athletic facility building, but it always amazes me that I learned her true, full story in a cemetery. Historic preservation in America has a similar pattern. We tend to preserve, honor, and spotlight certain parts of American history and landscapes at the expense of sacrificing other truths. Nearly 200 years ago, Seneca Village was a thriving, predominantly African American community with homeowners, businesses, and other services to roughly 225 residents. This community provided black residents in the area a safe space to escape violent racial tensions. Sadly, the city of New York acquired Seneca Village through eminent domain to begin construction in what would be modern-day Manhattan. The construction of Central Park meant the destruction and permanent burial of its cemetery. Unfortunately, African American cemeteries can be impacted by a combination of systemic and environmental threats. Gullah Island in South Carolina is known for preserving more of its African linguistic and cultural heritage than any other African American community in the United States. Once a predominantly African American community, it is now an affluent white community with an expensive cost of living. Today, this culturally rich corridor is at risk of being lost from population displacement and impacts from hurricanes and rising sea levels. The Gullah Society is fighting to protect and preserve their cultural heritage through advocating for the protection of its cemetery. Why does it matter that cemeteries are destroyed? Well, they are non-renewable resources, meaning once they are destroyed, they cannot be replaced. Black cemeteries face a particular risk of being destroyed for various reasons, such as geographic location, erasure for development and resource exploitation, and population displacement. Cemeteries are an integral part of African American identity and resiliency in the face of natural disasters, during civil rights movements, and reclaiming physical landscapes. In addition to that, black cemeteries fill in the gaps of true American history because, after all, it was the enslaved black Americans who truly contribute to Americans' history. Laborers built iconic landmarks such as the White House and advanced agricultural practices still used today such as crop rotation. As I continue to grow as a planner and preservationist, I challenge myself to carefully think through the relationship we all have with burial grounds. Why are they important to us as a society? And I encourage others to do the same. Framing cemeteries as a vulnerable landscapes forces us to reimagine environmental and historic preservation land use planning in a way that makes it equitable and inclusive for all communities to protect their burial grounds for current and future generations to come. Thank you.